every time they say the word scorch in the book, I'm going to do one crunch. This review is about 1/4 shipping, 1/4 awesomeness, 1/4 crazy, and 1/4 screaming. So, yeah. Alright, so good morning, and welcome to another episode of Here I Am Reading a Book. Okay, so page 1, they're all just nice in the dormitory, and Thomas is like, oh, this is so relaxing, this is so fabulous, this will last forever. And you know it won't, but like, I appreciate the moments of relative peace that they're just like chilling. I like that. I don't know. I kind of wish they could have like a nice happy ending like that and have like this be it. Like, oh yeah, now you get to go back to live in the world. But no. Okay, so page 6. He hears a scream and then Teresa is gone. Did they kill Teresa? I feel like that's a really bold move this early in the book. I feel like they would wait until later to do that so it's like a more emotional impact. But if they did, I mean, that's a gutsy move. Like, I would applaud that. I wasn't too attached to Teresa, but I wasn't too unattached. So if she's dead, I feel bad. If she's not, this is pretty intriguing. So let's see where this goes. Okay, so I think we've already established that I would be really bad at being the protagonist of this book. But they say they have a shower. Oh, sorry, this is page 10. They say they have a shower room, and they're still trying to break out. Wouldn't it be smarter just to take a shower first before leaving? You know, like you can take your shower, and then you can go out and face everything that's there. Maybe I'm just like domesticated patience, living my safe suburban life. But I mean, I feel like you might as well use your resources before you destroy them and like get out of the way. Page 15, we see a sign on Teresa's door that says, Teresa, Agnes, Group A, Subject A1, the betrayer. But like, I know they're trying to make like a big deal out of this, like, oh, she betrayed them, but like, how did she betray them? Just like, there's literally nothing she could have done at this point. So either they know the future, something happened in the past before they got their memories, in which case it's probably irrelevant anyway. Or there's something we don't know yet. So I'm a little confused, but we'll get there, Page 19. I can tell I'm going to like Eris already. It sounds pretty funny. I guess he said he was from the maze, so I guess he must be from Group B with the girls, which is awesome and totally what I was hoping for, so I can't wait to hear that going. And that means Teresa's with them, so that's pretty awesome, so we'll see where we go. So, okay, the bodies disappeared, right? And then everything was there with fresh new clothes and stuff, and they didn't have time to put up brick walls. What if it's an elevator system? This makes so much more sense. Like hear me out. There's Teresa's room and Eris's room, which I guess would have to be the elevator, right? And so they can move up and down and like switchy swappy. So like Teresa went swish swapped to the girls, and Eris went swish swapped to the boys, and like and then while they were there, the room went from here to like down there. So then their old stuff was like up here, but then their new stuff with like the new clothes and the no bodies and all that stuff was down here. That would explain why the scent was gone, and it would also explain the brick walls, because they're probably underground, right? Yeah. So I don't know if that's what happened, but if you're following me, that would make sense. That's what I would have suggested if I was there with them. They've all already been infected by the virus, so I guess that makes sense. Thomas will not be affected by the woman spitting on him, like I thought. I knew like at least Thomas would like have it, but no, everyone does. So that should be really interesting, honestly. Yeah, I don't completely grasp the idea of like kill zones or how on earth this is supposed to help. Like I know they said it was a brain disease, but like watching how it would react to scenarios, I don't see how that would help, but, you know, we suspend our disbelief for the sake of the novel, so, yeah, let's get to it. Yeah, this is exciting. I'm excited. They still haven't said the word scorch, which is good, because every time they say the word scorch, I have to do a crunch, so. I spoke too soon. Okay, page 59, and we have our very first mention of Scorch. So, yes. Okay, so I am not Minho's biggest fan, but in this book he's actually pretty funny. Like, here, hold on. Thomas stood still, sensing the other boys, hearing their breaths, but too scared to move. Too bad we don't have a flashlight. Thanks for stating the obvious, Mr. Thomas, Leno replied. I like how he's acting like so stern and serious, like he's like the big boss, like the big leader now. I like how he's like trying so I don't know, I think it's really funny. I'm actually liking him now. I'm liking this turn of events. It's making me like him more. Yeah, I don't know. Give a kid some responsibility, right? Good morning. Okay, so we have 5 scorches yet, so I've marked them down, and I guess I'm gonna do them all in like one big run at the end. So that should be interesting. We're on page 110, and they were talking about how they have the girl group and the boy group and why that might be. And Eris was like, he submitted 2 theories. One was like breeding, which does make sense, to be fair, even if that's a little creepy and a little weird. And the other one was just to see how they reacted to each other, but I think it might be a little deeper than that. Not just here, hold on, let me sit up so we can say the theory in style. Not just how they react to each other, but how they react to the circumstances differently. I mean, neurologically speaking, it's not a secret that boys and girls' brains can function differently because of the increased levels of estrogen in girls' brains or testosterone in men. That can really impact the brain's formation and the way that it works as teenagers, especially teenagers. So, what would be more likely, I would think, would be that they were experimental groups. But what's missing from, like, by experimental groups, I mean that there was one to see how it works in this situation with this variable, and this one to see how it works in this variable, the variable being gender. But in that situation, it would make so much more sense for them to have a control group, a third group, a group of both boys and girls. So it would be half and half, it would be completely controlled, so it would control for the other 2 groups. But since we don't have that, it would be very difficult to see what's a difference between the 2 groups and what's just chance. What's the difference between the 2 brains for the blueprint they're building? Because they want their cure to work on, like, both girls and boys, not just one or the other, because then that would be a really big problem. So what's lacking is that control group. So, I mean, if anyone here is writing fan fiction, go. You can take that idea and you can run. But okay, so page 117, and Thomas and Teresa just shared a moment. And normally, I wasn't the biggest fan of their relationship after all, but this was actually kind of cute. I actually kind of liked the way this shook out. So, maybe there are more things in store for them. This is actually getting kind of interesting. Maybe it's a ship. Maybe. We'll see. Page 204. Okay, we've just been introduced to Brenda and George, and I think George is really funny. I don't know, I could tell he's, like, not the greatest ally, but, like, at the same time, he's pretty funny. Okay, but Brenda, though. Okay, usually I don't like characters like Brenda who are, like, Mrs. Touchy, and, like, Miss Flirty, whatever, but, like, I don't know, something about how he writes Brenda is, like, it just feels realistic in a way, like, not annoying, more, like, real and, like, funny. I don't know, I really like her character. I really like how she's interacting with all of them. She had one really good line with Minho, and I was like, ship? But, I mean, she's with Thomas now, I mean, I cannot complain. There is so much chemistry here. Like, Teresa and Thomas, I feel like their whole chemistry was, oh, we were together before, and now we have to be together now. But with Brenda, like, and every interaction they had was just kind of like that. It was just kind of like, it wasn't even, like, friendly. It wasn't even, like, friendship. It was, like, it was weird. It was just, like, we have to be together since we were together before, and we have this mind, like, done. But with Brenda, every conversation they have, every sentence they say, like, oozes with chemistry. It oozes. I don't know why I said it like that. Ooh. But it oozes with chemistry. It's so good. I don't know. I ship Brenda and Thomas. And I know there's no way that Brenda can live, because even if she got the way with Wicked would just kill them and give the expensive cure to the people they care about. They might not even give it to all the Gladers. I mean, like, you don't know. The chances are very slim. But either way, Brenda and Thomas, I ship it. Also, I forgot to mention, I have this theory. I'm like, you know how Thomas had that flashback when they were like, the flare is inside him, or whatever, before he, like, got in? But then, if that was happening, he would be dead. So I have this theory that what they're studying is not actually normal people, how their brains react to the flare. What they're studying is how the immune brains react to the flare. So what they can do is they can find out the different patterns in the normal brains from the immune brains, and that's why they had 50 of them. You could go 25, and then it wouldn't matter girls or boys. You'd already have a control group. You wouldn't need the third. Yeah. But then what they're actually measuring is how the immune brains react to the flare and different circumstances, which would actually make sense. So they can derive a treatment from that in order to make normal people's brains like the immune brains. That would be... It's a rather convoluted treatment option. I feel like there are easier ways to get this done, but I don't know. I don't know anything about this disease. If they've tried everything, they've tried everything, and maybe this is where we're going. 210. So Thomas just discovered science to say, Thomas, you're the real leader. And Brenda was like, I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to freak out and stuff, but, like, we figured that, and Thomas got all mad, and then he told her the whole story, and she mentioned Teresa, and she just, like, literally asked, like, are you guys, like, together? Because I like you, because Brenda and Thomas, I ship. Anyway, So then she just calls him Tom, and then Thomas gets, like, all mad at her. So, okay, I really don't ship Teresa and Thomas. Like, everything we've been there, Teresa's either A, being mean to him, or B, just kind of existing, or, like, I don't know what C is, but I don't know, they don't have any chemistry at all. Like, they're just not, I just feel like they're not a very good fit for each other, whereas Brenda and Tom, like, they can tell each other things, and, like, I don't know. I feel like the fights they have aren't as severe as the ones Thomas has with Teresa. It's not like, oh my gosh, the world is ending, I need to, like, go run off. Which is how, like, all of Thomas and Teresa's things felt, like, kind of like the teenage drama kind of stage of the relationship. We've all seen relationships like that, like, just saying. But Brenda and Thomas, they have a much healthier relationship, it looks like. If Thomas could just, like, not get over Teresa, because, like, obviously that doesn't happen, because of course you're friends. You had history together back before you lost your memories. But, like, I feel like if he would just give Brenda a chance, instead of, like, assuming that I'm just there to get out her, we're just gonna dump her as soon as we can leave without them noticing. I feel like that would help a lot. I feel like they would have much more potential. I don't know, I wish they wouldn't fight. I feel bad that he hurt Brenda's feelings. I kinda like Brenda. Okay, so people just invited him to the party, whatever that is, with a bunch of crazy cranks or whatever. But, like, they think that Thomas is Brenda's boyfriend, right? And then, so here, hold on. He's like, Thomas is basically being sarcastic, like, let's go to the party, sweetheart. This will be so much fun. How do you not ship this? Are we reading the same book? How could anyone see this and not be like, ah? Just, like, looking at everything we've seen so far. And then, like, even later, like, it gets better. Like, I'm like, how can anyone not ship this? How can anyone not ship this? It is the perfect ship. Of that I am absolutely convinced. Okay, it's page 220, and I am mad. I am mad, guys. So the people at the party drugged them, surprise, surprise, that's very predictable, but okay. And then Brenda's like, oh, we're going to die, so, like, kiss me, Thomas, or, like, whatever, and yeah, it is a bit soon. And then Thomas is like, you're not her, you could never be her. And then she's just like, imagine how frustrating this would be for Brenda. And, like, also, no, he and Teresa were never officially together. They were never officially together. It was not a thing. He and Brenda are such a much better ship. Teresa obviously doesn't care for Thomas half as much as he cares for her. The frustration right now. Oh my gosh. No. Poor Brenda. Thomas, I just, you know, maybe we just need to kill off Teresa for now, and then, like, I don't know. This, I have no words. I'm just like, oh man. Oh, I feel Brenda's pain. Oh, poor her. She really liked him, and now she's just like, she's trying to backpedal and, like, convince herself. And she's so mad, and Thomas doesn't care, and he just misses Teresa, and I know I'm getting, like, way over emotional at this part of the book. Like, you know, you'd think I'd be getting mad about, like, the fact that Wicked, like, trapped them here in the first place, right? But no, what I'm getting mad about is the fact that he isn't going with the right girl. It's the important things in life, guys. The important things. Oh my gosh. Page 236. And he just got, like, he got shot, right, by Blondie. And so George was like, I know how to get this out. So, like, I'm guessing from the description that he used his knife, he stuck it in the fire to sterilize it, and had to dig the bullet out of his shoulder, which makes sense. That's what you do when you have a bullet wound. But then, like, a long spell of time had passed this go-around. When he opened his eyes again, stars like pinpricks of daylight shone down from the dark sky. Someone held his hand. He turned around his head to look over, but it sent a fresh wave of agony shooting down his spine. He didn't need to see. It was Brenda. After everything he did to her, there is Brenda. She's putting her own pain aside because she senses that Thomas is in trouble. We call this shelving in relationship psychology, and it's very important to healthy relationships. When someone is in a significant amount of pain, like I'm guessing getting shot would qualify, if you're able to shelve your own interests until the crisis is immediately averted, that's one of the main signs that your relationship will be healthy. Just fun facts, fun psychology tidbits with patience, guys. But, like, look at this. Brenda must be aching something bad. It's like, she must be feeling the pain. But then here she is, holding Thomas's hand and making sure he's okay. Even though Thomas was mean and horrible and awful and unapologetic. Ship. Page 256, Thomas gave a really lame apology. It was like the dumbest apology I've ever seen, by the way. It was so bad. And Brenda tried to, like, let him off easy and stuff, but, like, obviously Brenda is still, like, in a lot of pain. And Thomas is just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna casually... I mean, it was almost like an insult the way he did this. No. So Teresa's there, and it looks like she's gonna do some betraying now, and she talked to him, and it's like, oh, Thomas, don't just trust me on this one, but, like, still. No, they have no chemistry. I'm gonna see Thomas and Brenda happen. I hate the way they're doing this. This is, like, ripping my heart in two. I don't even know why it feels this bad, but it does. I don't know. Oh, and I feel like they're trying to make it fine, but it's not fine, and I feel like it's not fine, and Brenda is not fine, and so we are not fine. Yes. Page 282. And he says he desperately wanted to be with his friends and Brenda again. Okay, look, I know they seem like I'm just being nitpicky here, but, like, the thing is, he trusts Brenda, and he doesn't trust Teresa. At this point, I think his attraction to Teresa is almost just that, is attraction. With Brenda, you have concrete bonds built with what they experience together. You have a bedrock of trust there that he really just doesn't have with Teresa. He doesn't have that level of trust with Teresa. It's like Teresa is going completely whack and stuff, and he can doubt it. He's not sure what's going on. He doesn't know. He doesn't know for sure, for absolute certain, that she's on his side. And that's a problem. And it's not just that, he doesn't trust her to do it well as well. Even if he is on his side, he doesn't know that she knows what she's doing. Which is a problem in any relationship, of course, because that's just a basic competence thing. As well as, like, a lot of the things he experienced with Teresa, he experienced with other people as well. But with Brenda, it was actually something that, like, they experienced together, that they went through together. It wasn't like, I'm saving you, or you're saving me, or, like, we're all, like, everyone's going and doing this one thing. It was, they were talking, they were frank, and they were honest with each other. And that's something that did not happen with Thomas and Teresa. Not in the first book, and especially not in this book. I don't know. I'm not attached to Teresa at all, and I don't know. We have, like, a decent chunk of the second book left, but, like, at the same time, no, can't say that I do. I can't say that I ship it, because it just, the health needed in a relationship is just not there for them. It is with Thomas and Brenda. It is not with Thomas and Teresa. That's just the way it is. And I'm sure any relationship can work if you try hard enough, if both groups are willing to try hard enough and try new things and change. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be an easy match. And Thomas and Teresa are not an easy match. They just don't fit well together. 290. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I knew Teresa was a loser, but, like, we're just emphasizing that, aren't we? She's just awful. But Eris, I didn't expect that from him. Teresa was a jerk, but Eris was not a jerk. Eris was cool. I liked him. He was funny. He was thoughtful. He was a pretty decent human being. But, like, what? I feel bad. I trusted you, Eris. I trusted him. He was going to be good, but no. Ugh. Okay. I guess they're going to kill Thomas now, except for, of course, not, because Thomas is the main character, so he's going to escape. But, yeah, I don't know. Page 298, and Teresa actually did it. She actually sacrificed Thomas. Just for the heck of it. Oh my gosh. What? No, you should have gone with Brenda, boy. So Thomas just basically got gassed and stuff, and somehow he's still alive and feeling better. But Teresa comes back in, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, Tom. I'm so sorry. I didn't have a choice in any of this. Ooh, believe me. Of course, like, I don't believe you, Teresa. Like, do you see these little quotations I'm making with my little hands? Means I don't believe you. Why on earth would Tom believe you? Even if you had to do it, there was no excuse for, like, making out with Eris and giving him a concussion. It's like, you could have just told him the truth, or even if you didn't feel like you could have. Even if you didn't feel like you could have, there were much less painful ways to do this. Honestly, you could have told him in your head, like, hey dude, I'm just doing this because we have to. I don't know. She could have done it much less painfully or much more believably. Honestly, it would have been much more fair to Thomas to do that. And I'm honestly not inclined to forgive her at all because she's given me no reason and this could be another trap. Page 308. And so Thomas is basically like, so were you really talking to Mace? And Teresa's like, I don't want to get into that yet. And Thomas is like, get into what yet? And Teresa's of course dodging the question because she would like a nice Thomas boyfriend without dealing with the effects of her actions. And so she's like, yeah, we've been talking since she first showed up in the glade. Basically the entire time Thomas has known her. And Thomas is understandably like, I'm sorry, what? Why didn't you tell me? Don't you think this would be information that we needed to know? Don't you think that, like, this would be useful? And Teresa's like, well, I just didn't want to because I was worried and blah, 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 blah. She doesn't have a good excuse. And of course, Eris is kind of like, are you guys talking about me in your head? Because of course, like, even, he's not spotless, okay? He helped Teresa. And he did think he was kind of murdering Thomas. But, to be fair, he was promised that it was non-lethal. Page 313, and she's like, oh, Eris, turn around. And so Eris is like, okay, fine. And then she goes and she kisses Thomas, even though Thomas is still extremely mad at her and has not forgiven her. Because understandably so. So Thomas is like, he feels nothing. He's like, this is awful. This is not fun. And Eris is like, seriously? Because clearly Eris thinks that, like, him and Teresa are, like, a thing now, right? Because of, like, the whole kissing thing and, like, the whole thing, like, you know. But then she's basically just like, go away, Eris. It's me and Thomas's private moment. I'm just gonna read this to you because, honestly, I have no words. This passage speaks for itself. Are you guys done up there? Eris yells, still facing the other direction. Yes, Teresa called back, and don't expect me to ever kiss you on the cheek again. I think my lips have a fungus now. What a jerk. What a jerk. Eris was genuinely persuaded that she liked him. And here she is just like, oh yeah, I got my boyfriend back. Goodbye, Eris. Goodbye. I'm so cool now. Oh, I hate Teresa. I don't even know how to start this. I feel like crying. I feel betrayed. I feel like, Thomas, you idiot, lunkhead, jerk face. I feel like maybe he deserves Teresa after all. Maybe they deserve each other. Look at this. So the man's basically like, you have to choose one of them. One of them can stay, and one of them dies, George and Brenda. Thomas opened his eyes and stepped forward. Then he pointed at Brenda and said the two most foul words ever to pass through his lips. Kill her. He told them to kill Brenda. Even after everything she did for him. I am mad. I am beyond mad. I am in shock. I do not like the way this feels. I do not feel good. I visibly gasped aloud when reading that. No. I'd better have a clever plan to save her. He had better. Okay, page 348. Okay, so he went and he saved Brenda, and it was like, oh yay, the time for lies was over, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And in a way that's good, but, like, let's take a minute to consider what Brenda's feeling here. She heard the person that she liked and who rejected her, but she was still good with. She still treated maturely and well, and she heard him say, kill her, and then she was almost dragged away and dropped off the berg, and then she was saved, but, like, also no. Like, what on earth would you be feeling? Like, maybe she's feeling betrayed, like Thomas did when Teresa did the same thing to him. Maybe she's feeling, like, it doesn't matter your motives, like, you did it. Maybe she's feeling hurt. Maybe she's feeling upset, frustrated, maybe. Page 352, and Teresa is not sorry at all. I can only say sorry too many times. At least you got some rest. This is after Thomas told her that the last time he slept was when she knocked him out and gave him a concussion in the gas chamber. A gas chamber. He said, I didn't sleep for 1 second when you were out. I think I've been awake for 2 full days. Yeah, Teresa, that's the real problem here. Whoa, you haven't slept in 2 days? That's such a shame. You didn't even sleep while he was having a concussion? Oh, whoa, how sad. Also, I really like this phrase. Most of them were zonked out also, except for Minho. He was trying to talk to some cute girl, but her eyes were closed. I love Minho. We haven't seen a lot from him in this book, but, like, I love him. He's hilarious. I love, like, everything he's doing is, like, I like how he didn't hide that he was, like, mad at Teresa. Like, I don't know. He's very real, and I appreciate that. It's kind of funny. Also, one last sentence to unpack on this page. It was like, George and Brenda were nowhere to be found, something that struck Thomas as strange, not to mention at least a bit worrisome. Yeah, what did they do to them? It was then he realized he missed Brenda terribly. but his eyelids began to droop, blah, blah, blah. He went to sleep. But, So Teresa was like in his head, and she was like, they've told everyone you've gone crazy. They've brought us all into a dormitory. You're being isolated, so they're probably going to kill Thomas. They said the flare is too rooted in him, which I don't believe, because they said the flare was rooted in him when he was a kid. So I think he's immune, but, you know, that was just a theory. So maybe I'm wrong, because he's obviously not going crazy. I don't know. So they said they're going crazy, told us all you're going crazy, and Thomas is like, you know what, Teresa, bad timing the musical, it's time. I am going to basically cut off all communications with you. He's like, goodbye, get out of my head, go away. And Brenda said something in his head, but it was a dream. So, like, yeah, I hope Brenda isn't working with Wicked. That would be weird. Sorry, this is like a really random drain of consciousness. Basically, she said to everyone believed that Thomas is going crazy. And Thomas is like, I'm not going crazy. And Teresa's well, no duh. And so Thomas is like, go away, Teresa. And so Teresa's like, I have one thing to say, and Thomas is like, okay, like, expecting, like, some, like, personal thing, right? Like, I'm sorry, or maybe, like, I don't know. And then Teresa goes, Tom? And he says, what? And she says, wicked is good. And then we drain into the epilogue with that sinister, creepy note. This is such a good series. Oh my gosh. Alright, crutches, you ready? Okay, it looks like we have about 10 here that I marked down. So let's get started. Ready? Let's go. Yay. Okay. Good. Okay, not much to say about the epilogue, but she did say that some of them are or are not immune to the flare. So that proves what I said right earlier. That whether or not they're immune to flare is the control group and the experimental group, which makes a lot more sense, significantly more sense than it being just girls and boys. And I have genuinely no idea where he's going to take this book, but you know what? That's okay. I'm excited. We'll see where we go. Hopefully I'll do a part 3 of this, and yeah. Alright. If you liked this video, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I will see you next time. Bye!